Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you have been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome into the Ultimate Autographs live break room. As you can see, if you've been here before on Saturday mornings, you can see that I have moved over to the other side of the desk. Dom is no longer here. I am not Dom. We're both Packers fans, but unfortunately, we cannot do an all Packers show ahead of a big game for the Packers tomorrow against the Detroit Lions. But I have a new producer here, a new guy on the Ultimate Autograph staff. Rob is here. Unfortunately, he did not get the memo. He's wearing a Kansas hoodie, if you can't tell. And I am wearing a University of Missouri hat. The border war renewing today on the gridiron after a 14-year hiatus. And I can tell you that the temperature in Columbia and Lawrence is rising. It should be a good game. It should be a fun game. I'm excited for that one. But Rob, tell us a little bit about yourself, which sports teams you follow, what brought you here to UA, and what you're looking forward to breaking open this morning. We got some great series here, but the item that you most want to see that's on that board right now that you want to see opened up here this morning.
Chinmay, I appreciate the introduction, my man. So I'm going to keep things very respectable. I'll try to keep the temperature lukewarm for right now. So I'm not going to try to flex too much rock chalk in here on Saturday morning. So nothing like starting off your day bright-eyed and bushy-tailed by throwing some hands to start our day. I don't think that's going to be the case. But no, I appreciate the introduction, and you can just keep calling me new guy, I guess.
Okay.
For the next couple of weeks, since I've been getting that quite a lot from a lot of the other hosts so far. But this has been a really great first 2 weeks here at Ultimate Autographs. For myself, even though I don't know how much Mizzou and Kansas banter we'll be getting into, but juxtaposed to a lot of people here in the Chicagoland area, I actually am a fan of an NFC North football team that's not the Chicago Bears. So, but they used to play. We got that in common. Yeah, but so we'll be talking about that quite a bit. Actually, they did used to play in Chicago, so that'll give you a hint on that. Yeah. So, but just kind of going back on looking at some of the helmets or some of the breaks that we're looking to get into today, because we have a lot of fresh heat that's coming into the break room with some of these new series that we have out for you guys. But honestly, for me, I am really looking at the depth chart specialty series that we have going on. Mm-hmm. We have a ton of speed flexes that we have going on in there. So honestly, for me, I'm looking at in the primaries, I'm looking at Abdul Carter. Yeah. I think Abdul Carter is going to be an absolute monster. I think that there's a sneaky good chance that he can be a top 5, top 10 defender in the NFC this season, just in his rookie year. A lot of people have some sneaky buzz around the New York Football Giants, and I think he's a big reason why.
Yeah, and as Rob was talking about that depth chart series, I can explain a little bit as to how that series will operate. But you see that Abdul Carter authentic on the. It looks like an authentic on the picture. I can't tell if it is for sure, but I guess we'll just have to open it up and see.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, only one way to find out. But you can see Abdul Carter among the headliners there. So how this depth chart series will work is. You will be in the break and will operate the break as normal. If there is a headliner item that comes out, you will get that headliner item. If there is not a headliner item that comes out, we will spin a wheel, and the wheel that we'll spin is this wheel, and this wheel basically allows you the opportunity, or it'll be randomized, but you can either upgrade the item. So we will remove the non-headliner item. We'll throw it back into inventory, but we will upgrade you to a starter item, and we have a list of upgraded items that are available. Or you can get a $75 gift card if you land on that $75 signing bonus. You also get to keep the item that you won, that non-headliner item. You get to keep that. The backup tile is where you don't get any upgrade, but you still get the item that you won. So basically, if you win a break in there, even if you don't get a headliner item, you have a chance to upgrade to a headliner item, or at least get some extra cash along the way to jump back into the breaks and potentially land yourself a different headliner item. So in that depth chart series, actually, 24 boxes left and only 14 headliners. So those other 10 boxes, you have an opportunity to jump up and get into one of those upgraded items. If you jump into that series. But let's get the show set up here before we hop into some of the breaks and what we have going on in the room. Let's take a guess as to what the dice roll will be. I'm going with 8. I'm a Kobe guy, so I always predict 8.
Oh, you and I are going to get along so well. So bringing the Mamba mentality early on a Saturday morning, I love it. I'm going to go with, let's see, I'm going to go with a even number here as well. I'll go with 10. So let's get
We're
that.
at 7.
7.
All right.
Okay. So
I can live with that. So we have 7 on the dice roll. That's not. And now we will go to the chase wheel spin. And how the chase works, for those who do not know, is that series, every break that closes in the chase, what is in the chase wheel spin, every break that we close, whoever's in the break, even if you don't win, you get thrown into a wheel spin randomizer, and the winner of that randomizer has an opportunity at a $1 through $100 gift card at the end of the show. So we'll see what break to attack if you want to get into the chase wheel spin here. Let's see what the chase is for this 9 a.m. show. It is the Kickoff Flex Series. So the Kickoff Flex Series will be the chase for this show. As I try to control the volume on this computer for some reason, there were some cheers there though, which I do like. Yeah,
it felt like I was at the Masters there for a second. Yeah, just a nice little golf clap in the background.
All right, the Kickoff Flex Series, and we will check out what that is, because that is the chase. So that is where we will start. And as you can probably guess by the name, plenty of speed flex items in this kickoff series. Now, the Peyton Manning, which is actually an AFC South hit, even though it's a Broncos-Colts combo lid Hall of Fame. Now, that one is gone. So the Peyton is gone, but the Josh Allen is still available. The Patriots Tom Brady is still available. As you can see, there's 2 Tom Bradys there in the headliners. The Patriots one, so that what looks like a silver and black Patriots lid, that one is still available. Ray Lewis still available. Bo Jackson still available. We've seen plenty of Bo in the room. This one is a standard Raiders Speed Flex. We've seen a lot of custom bow, but this is the standard one. Michael Irvin, Jared Goff. Jared Goff will be meeting my Packers tomorrow. Hopefully, he does not do what he did the second time around that he played the Packers. The first time around, they played a sloppy rain game, so we can hopefully see Jared Goff do more of that. Nico Collins on the Chrome Texans lid. It looks like we got a gold Texans lid in there. Darrelle Revis. This might be the custom that Jets fans want. Revis Island. He's got may have an inscription in there. It might be a Hall of Fame inscription. We'll see. He's got his decal on there as well. Bo Nix and George Kittle rounding out the headliners. But as you can probably guess, kickoff Speed Flex. A lot of Speed Flexes in this series. Secondary headliners: Eddie George, my guy Josh Jacobs, and Antonio Gates in that series. A lot of stuff there. Kickoff, 18 boxes, 14 headliners. Pretty good opportunity to get a headliner item if you jump into that break. Not to mention, you get in the Chase wheel spin as well. I would definitely attack that kickoff Flex series. Take a look at some of the other stuff that's going on in the room here as we let people wake up here on a Saturday morning, get more eyeballs into the room. We'll start off with the Diamond series. The Diamonds, big play Diamonds, 25 boxes, so still pretty fresh in that series. 12 headliner items. That Randy Moss Speed Flex with the dollar bills, straight cash homie. I don't see an inscription that says straight cash homie, but I could be wrong. It might be on the other side of the helmet. Who knows? But yeah, that is a nice custom lid. And as much as I can say that I don't like Randy Moss for what he did to the Packers for so many years, that is a sick helmet.
He may have performed some disgusting acts against your team.
I still harbor some rough feelings. I'm sure we'll talk about with our anti-Bears sentiment. I still harbor some rough feelings about the Packers not trading for Randy Moss back in that 07-08 season.
You're telling me the Packers front office didn't prioritize wide receiver help for their quarterbacks?
They did not. They did not.
I am.
We still made the NFC Championship game that year.
Yes, correct.
The next guy, though, is one of my favorite players ever.
Easily.
LaDainian Tomlinson on what looks like a salute to service.
Yep.
It is the salute to service for LT, one of the greatest running backs ever. My favorite running back growing up. Just one of my favorite football players.
Yep. I was going to say you and me both, the 2006 MVP. And for those that were playing fantasy football and setting their lineups around this time, circa 20 years ago, I'm sure you were rallying off a lot of fantasy championships.
He was the original set it and forget it player.
Yep.
That was there was never a question of who, LT was in your lineup if he was playing.
Yeah, one of the most explosive guys that you could ever watch play. I mean, there was nobody symbolically that could represent a thunderbolt on their helmet better than he was. He was the definition of an electrifying player, and he played for. Unfortunately, he had to play in the same conference during the primes of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, guys like that. But he played on some 13-14 win teams too. Yeah. Phil Rivers and those Charger-led teams in the mid to late 2000s were some serious powerhouses.
They were some excellent teams.
Just ran into some bad luck.
Sometimes it just doesn't shake out for you. And Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I'm sure they're feeling the same way right now.
Same way
with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Although I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit. The Chiefs didn't look so hot last night, and there could be some trouble there depending on some injury situations and how much Patrick Mahomes has to do for Kansas City. Also in the Diamonds, Julio Jones, one of the best receivers of all time. He's on a Falcons lid. A Warren Moon Speed Flex with the Warren Moon decal on there as well. Nice custom lid. That Josh Allen Speed Flex, the reigning MVP. He's also in this break. Baker Mayfield on the old school Bucks creamsicle helmet. George Kittle and Bo Nix on the Slate Broncos authentic. The Diamond Series, authentics or better in every box, even if there isn't a headliner item. I intentionally did not mention this Washington Commanders triple signed, the quarterbacks, Theismann, Williams, and Rippon, because there is a counter on the board. You guys can't see this, but there's a counter 0 days since Common has told the Joe Theismann story. I don't know, Rob, how much you've worked with Common and if he's told the Joe Theismann story, but 0 days is pretty spectacular because I haven't heard him tell that story in a while. And hopefully I'll be here next time he dishes that.
I'm honestly surprised that there's not some kind of like warehouse sign where it's like 0 days since the last time somebody got injured. I mean that's how famous the Joe Theismann stories he likes to pronounce every different variation before he goes into. I have heard about Joe's grandma and how famous she was. So I've been around for I think 3 already. So
he's getting his fill.
I've been around for 3 Theismann pulls already, and then I also got my I've only gotten 1 mooning though, since we're also referring to the Warren Moon. Was that an authentic or a speed flex?
That is a speed flex.
Speed flex in
that
there.
Is a speed flex in that Diamond series. So if you're hunting for speed flexes, obviously we have the kickoff speed flex series, which I already talked about in the show. But even in the Diamonds, 4 speed flexes among those headliners. And this next series that I'm about to talk about, this depth chart series that Rob mentioned a little bit, a lot of speed flexes in here too. I see 4 speed flexes on the board among the headliners here, and that's not counting the upgrade items. So there could be some speed flexes lurking in those upgrade items as well. But Justin Jefferson, Deion Sanders, Edgerrin James, those Slate helmets are available. The Jerome Bettis jersey is still available. Jerome Bettis, I believe he's going to be doing some work for NBC this year with Sunday Night Football. So we'll see the bus on Sunday night. Tyreek Hill on the speed flex. Ndamukong Suh on the speed flex. I have not seen a lot of Ndamukong Suh.
I'm sure you have a lot of positive things to say about him.
Yeah, I have a lot of nice things to say about him. But he's on the speed flex. Rondé Barber on the speed flex as well, and I believe it does say Super Bowl champion on that sweet spot. So nice little inscription there for one of the best cornerbacks ever on one of the best defenses ever in NFL history. Davante Adams on the Rams, longtime Packer, now on the Rams. Davante Adams on the speed flex as well. Jamar Chase and Abdul Carter, as Rob mentioned, one of the emerging great defensive players. Michael Vick, Ricky Williams, and Andre Reed in those secondary headliners. One of my friends is a Giants fan, and he has not had a lot of good things to say, but he's very excited about Abdul Carter, and him and I were both big Jackson Dart fans coming out of college. Even though the funny thing is we were hyping up Jackson Dart during the Ole Miss Florida game where he threw those just awful passes at the end of the game. And we were both like, yeah, if he can cut those out, he's a great pick. Really because at that time he was being projected like 2nd, 3rd round. Yep. I was like, if I'm getting Jackson Dart on day 2, I'm taking that.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was quite literally going to seg that away into, something that Chinmay, a lot of, again, I'm not going to speak in the seat of being a front office person that puts together NFL teams or anything, but you have to look at nowadays guys like Josh Allen and seeing how he turned out his mold, big, athletic, freak two-way quarterbacks like a former Florida quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Hopefully Jackson Dart gets an opportunity that turns out a little bit better than Anthony Richardson to hopefully complete more than 50% of his passes. But, a guy like him, I think he's going to provide a lot of optimism for the Giants. If not, at the tail end to the point of this season, maybe next season.
Yeah, and, the Giants, they look like they're going to have a strong pass rush with Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yep.
So it looks like at least, they're going to be able to pressure the quarterback. It looks like that offense is going to at least be competent. Tyrone Tracy, Russell Wilson, and Malik Neighbors is not nothing. Russell Wilson was solid last year with the Steelers, and Daboll's an offensive-minded guy, so there's an opportunity that I don't think playoffs are a thing for the Giants, but there's an opportunity that they could sneakily be in the wild card mix week 10, 11 12. They could still be in that mix.
Outside of quarterback play, I think the biggest question mark is going to be their offensive line. Evan Neal, I mean, what are you actually going to get out of him? Is he actually going to live up to first-round pick status this season? But then they also have a couple of really interesting running back options that, again, are only going to look as good as their offensive line does. Cam Scatabo, taken in the 4th round of this past year's draft, and Tyrone Tracy is going to get his first taste as being a lead back in the Giants' backfield this year. So I think that they could be a sneaky team. I think that they can be flirting with that 7th seed in the NFC, maybe by week 14, 15, and maybe tail off towards the end. But I'd have to take a look at their schedule to see. But I don't think
that's the rough one. I think they have. I want to say they have the Saints early, but they might legitimately be 1-7, not because they're bad, but because of the teams they're playing.
So, I'm going to drop a crimson red hint here of what my NFC team is. So for those that are just tuning in here on the Ultimate Autographs channel, me and Chinmay have known each other for I think less than an hour of you and I knowing one another. So this is more of not just an introductory to your Saturday morning, but for you and I as well. My football team will be playing them tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
So who are currently
the Giants? Your football team will be playing the Giants. No,
my
your football team will be playing the Saints. Yes, that's what I thought when you said they originally played in Chicago. I had a guess, but to not ruin the suspense, the Arizona Cardinals are playing the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. I have the Cardinals in Survivor, by the way, for this week. I'm feeling very solid about them. They should be a very good team. I'm liking Kyler Murray. He's back after a year of the ACL injury, kind of playing through some things. Trey McBride, one of the best tight ends in the league. Marvin Harrison should bounce back from an underwhelming season a year ago, and they've got some talent. That defense has always been sneakily competent. If not at the top end, they've always been league average, a little above league average. So I think they could be a surprising team. And Kyler was, people forget Kyler Murray in 2021, I believe. Either 2020 or 2021. I looked this up yesterday, and I can't remember. One of those years, Kyler Murray and when DeAndre Hopkins was on the Cardinals, they were the 1 seed.
Yep,
they were the 1 seed about 14 weeks into the year, and then DeAndre Hopkins gets hurt. Kyler Murray gets hurt. They both come back, play through the injuries. They kind of limp into the playoffs and get blown out by the Rams. But if they don't get hurt, they're the 1 seed, and Kyler Murray is probably the league MVP.
I mean, that's something that I appreciate the Cardinals love, man. Outside of Alec Clymer, who I found out is actually a member of the Burr Gang. Alec, good morning to you, my man, if you are tuning in this morning. But I mean, injuries are a part of the game. But back then with Cliff Kingsbury, I usually refer him as he who shall not be named.
Okay.
But he regained his reputation back as obviously the offensive coordinator for Jayden Daniels last season in Washington. But, the biggest thing is that now with Jonathan Gannon, coming over as a defensive-minded guy from Philadelphia 2 seasons ago, he's really built up a really good culture last year. But the biggest thing with Kyler, and it's been his whole career, is that he starts off very strong but fades towards the end of the season. He looked very good in his first full season recovering from his ACL tear last year, but it's just, it's like the old saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yeah. And again, we were talking about this might be the theme this morning, but, the teams that have these, like, this sneaky buzz around them, the Giants being one team that we just talked about, the Cardinals are another, and plus the NFC West this year is honestly up in the air. It's going to be one of the most competitive divisions.
Yeah.
You can argue that there's going to be 4 teams in that division that are going to have 7+ wins this year. So, I think the Cardinals will be right at the top of that.
Yeah, for sure. No Cardinals among the headliners in this Vault series.
Fortunately not.
The Vault is a bit low. We only have 10 boxes in the Vault and only 1 Vault key, the $100 Vault key. But there's still that LaDainian Tomlinson Speed Flex hanging out there. And there is an inscription on it. I want to say that is NFL MVP, it looks like. So it looks like there's an MVP inscription on that LT Speed Flex. It's the alternate Chargers lid, the white Chargers lid that they wear with those powder blue uniforms. That is, let's see that LT. Let's get in this vault. Let's see that LT get pulled in this Vault series, so we can put that out here on the desk. Jameson Williams and Terrell Suggs also available in the secondary headliners, and this gold George Kittle authentic helmet also available in the vault. So that's the vault series, 10 boxes, only 4 headliners, but that LT Speed Flex still sitting there, and hopefully we can get that LT pulled here in this show. Jordan in the chat, Jordan, what's going on this morning? He's asking what was pulled in the minis and jerseys last night. So Rob, if you go to the winner's sheet for last night and just see what was pulled in that jerseys and minis, I'll run through the jerseys and minis here next. But if you want to just take a quick scan and see what was pulled there for Jordan here.
Definitely, Jordan. I'll pass that along to you in a second, my man. So just really quick, though, just want to shout out Todd Meyer, really buying into things this morning. Todd, good morning to you. My good sir, just updating what's going on currently.
Sure.
Todd buying in to 2 spots in the double box break for the Vault Full Helmet series, and then he also bought into the Diamond as well.
All right,
2 spots for that. So
Todd getting into the Vault and Diamond. Let's get into the Vault and Diamond and help Todd out there close out some of these breaks. But in the minis, while Rob is checking in on that, Jordan, in the minis we have 23 mini boxes, so plenty of minis left. The Jerome Bettis slate helmet is still there in the minis, so Jerome Bettis still available. Rondé Barber, Justin Jefferson, Brian Dawkins, Ty Law, Abdul Carter, and John Elway. John Elway on the Hall of Fame mini. Hall of Fame Salute to Service mini. That is not one you see all that often. No worries, Jordan. I'm just going through it right now. So Jerome Bettis, Rondé Barber, Justin Jefferson, Brian Dawkins, Ty Law, Abdul Carter, and John Elway still available among the headliners in the minis. Those helmets, again, still available in the minis. And then secondary headliners, Thurman Thomas available in those mini helmets. 8 headliners available in 23 boxes in the minis. So that means that the Brock Bowers has been pulled. It means that the Eric Dickerson has been pulled, and it means that the Michael Irvin has been pulled. But only those 3, among the photoed headliners, only those 3 helmets have been pulled. Only the Dickerson, Bowers, and Irvin have been pulled. Don't know if any of them were pulled last night, but those are the only ones that have been pulled.
Yeah, so Chinmay, just addressing Jordan's question here in the chat. Jordan wanted to know what was pulled last night between the minis and the jerseys. We had the Bob Golick mini alongside the Eric Dickerson as well.
Okay.
And Michael Irving also got pulled last night in the mini category.
Okay.
And then for the jersey side of it, Willie Rofe and Dave Robinson last night were pulled for the jerseys.
In this jersey series, we still have 7 headliners available, 4 photoed headliners available among 19 boxes. Aaron Donald still available. Brett Favre still available, but unfortunately he's on a Vikings jersey. So hopefully I don't draw that one, but I have a good chance of drawing the Urlacher. The Urlacher is still available. It's funny how that works out. There's a Vikings and a Bears jersey in there. I'm guaranteed to pull out one of those. So if you get into that jersey break, I'm pretty much a lock to pull out either the Favre or the Urlacher. That's just the way this break room works. Odell Beckham Jr. on the Giants jersey, also available in the photoed headliners, and Frank Gore, Jimmy Smith, and Steve Largent, Yoda, on the in the secondary headliners in that jersey series. That means that Joe Mixon, O.J. Simpson, Deebo Samuel, I believe that is Earl Campbell, Tony Dorsett.
Yep.
And Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter has been pulled. So O.J. Simpson, Earl Campbell, Tony Dorsett, Jalen Carter, Joe Mixon, and Deebo have been pulled. But the other guys in that photoed headliner section, all available.
Now, Chinmay, can we confirm if there was or was not saliva on Jalen Carter's jersey when he was pulled?
I can confirm that this jersey did not have saliva on
Dak
it.
Prescott's jersey, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much.
I will say, yeah, that is the most stunning thing. Like I was leaving the gym as Sunday night, or as the game was kicking off. So I was leaving the gym, as the game was kicking off, trying to get out, trying to get home as quickly as possible. And I look up and Jalen Carter is being ejected. I'm like, they just kicked the ball off. They didn't even play a snap. What's going on? And they show the replay, and I tell my dad, I'm just like, what? Like, did you see this?
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, you just spit on him. Crazy stuff.
Yep.
But as a soccer fan, Luis Suarez has showed me that you can the craziest things that you may see on an athletic field, he has done. Luis Suarez has been suspended for 6 games for spitting on a Sounders staff member. Wasn't even a player. It was a staff member. Yep. You can look that up on your own time for those of you wondering about Luis Suarez. But yes, the legendary Barcelona and now Inter Miami striker has been suspended for 6 games for spitting. He's the OG biter as well. The ear biter is Luis Suarez.
Wow.
What series have we not gone through in this rundown? Practice squad. Practice squad we have not gone through yet. I will pull that up and run through this series real quick. Practice squad, 15 boxes, 8 headliners. Great ratios there. In the practice squad, I count 2 speed flexes and an authentic among the 2 speed flexes and 2 authentics in the headliners. And one of those authentics is Trey McBride on the Salute to Service Cardinals lid. So let's get that pulled out here for Rob, who's a Cardinals fan. Let's get that Trey McBride pulled out in this practice squad. Ed Reed, Malik Neighbors, John Elway on the jersey, Mike Alstott and Michael Vick both on speed flexes. Those are available in the practice squad. Mike Alstott on the inscription. The inscription, a classic Bucks, fire the cannons on the Mike Alstott speed flex inscription there. Michael Vick on the Eagles. That is an Eagles speed flex that he is on. Secondary headliners in the practice squad, Chad Johnson, Odell Beckham Jr. Don't know what those guys will be on, but practice squad, if you're looking for value, guys, if you're looking for value in this room, you can get authentics or better in the diamonds in every box. You can get a speed flex or an authentic in the vault. That depth chart series had speed flexes. We have a full series, the kickoff flex series, but the practice squad, one spot, I believe it's $50 or so a spot. You can walk away with a speed flex helmet for $50. You can walk away with an authentic helmet for $50, and you can get authentics and speed flexes in other series. There's no better value than this practice squad, and the ratio is great. 8 headliners in 15 boxes, so 50% shot at a headliner here.
Those odds are definitely in your favor, and somebody's odds are about to be in their favor, as Jordan, thank you for pointing that out. In the chat that we are about to have our first break is Todd.
Okay.
Jumped into the Jersey series and bought out the last 5 spots. So Todd is in it to win it this morning. Got a little bit of a caffeine high going on and looking to start off with the getting something out of the Jersey series.
For sure, yeah. Let's do a Jersey break. So get those names pulled up here real quick. That is, what jersey break is that? Jersey number
9. First down jersey number 9.
Jersey number 9. Go ahead and give
drop
me
those
a
names for you.
box
Chinmay,
number.
just a second.
All right, if you're in this jersey break number 9, go ahead and drop me a box number, and we can get this break underway. If I do not hear a box number, we will go to the wheel. Gives these guys a quick minute here. If there's no tab for it, just go ahead and duplicate one of the just like duplicate one of the tabs and rename it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was looking for a lot of these tabs are looking very, very suspicious.
Yeah.
a lot of them aren't looking like the series that we have.
Okay,
available.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just create that. Then.
Yeah, just duplicate one and
I got you. Gotcha.
and
Create that
add
in
it
just a
there.
second.
Yeah. Give these guys just about 30 seconds here before I go to the wheel. Once I do go to the wheel, all numbers that are posted in the chat will be void once I go to the wheel. So just giving you guys a quick second here, and then I will go to the wheel. All right, I have not seen a number in the chat, so I am going to go ahead and go to the randomizer wheel here. 30 boxes in that jersey series. Let's see what box we'll be opening up here. The wheel has landed on 26, and box 26 is available, so it's right here. I can
Gotcha.
grab it. So box 26 is what we will be opening up here.
So Chinmay, out of the, I know you just went through it not too long ago, but out of the jerseys that we have in this series, let's see if you can pull a little Nostradamus out of your hat here. What do you feel like is in that box there? If you had to guess, or let me just say, what are you hoping is going to be out of that jersey box?
I can tell you what the people in this break are hoping that it's one of the headliners. Obviously.
Oh, of course.
Let's go. Let's leave the Favre and the Urlacher for somebody else to pull. Let's go with Aaron Donald or Odell Beckham. Let's try for Aaron Donald or Odell Beckham in this break. So let's get this break set up. There we go. Do you have the names?
I do.
Okay.
Yep. Gotcha. Go.
Jordan is saying he wants Donald. Okay, so I guess for Jordan's sake, the Donald maybe won't be pulled here. But we'll throw these names in the randomizer. Karen, Mark, and Todd, thank you for jumping into the break. We will randomize this list. We'll go around 7 times. That is the dice roll for today. Karen, you've got the NFC North as well as the AFC South. Todd has got the NFC South, NFC East, NFC West, AFC North, and AFC West. Karen already had the AFC South, as I mentioned, and Mark McAdams in that lone spot in the AFC East, that sniper spot in the AFC East. Box 26 in the jerseys. Good luck, everybody. Box 26 in the jerseys coming up.
Start off with some heat. Let's see what we got.
This is an interesting one because it's old school and it's a Hall of Fame jersey.
Okay. Can't say no to that.
It's a Hall of Fame jersey from Jack Ham of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Very nice.
Old school Steelers jersey. Jack Ham, that is going to Todd Meyer in the AFC North. Congratulations, Todd. He's got the Hall of Fame 88 inscription on the back as well, or I guess technically it's not an inscription, it's more of just a note there. But Jack Ham, longtime Steeler, one of the greatest outside linebackers. He's probably one of those OGs. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers have had a lot of great linebackers. It all started with Jack Ham on this Hall of Fame Steelers jersey. Great hit, Todd. Congratulations. And, Todd closing out the jerseys. A little bit of closer magic there for him. But Jack Ham going to Todd Meyer in the AFC North.
That's what you get when you hop in and you're the Todd was the closer. He bought out the last 5 spots to get in the jersey, and you get rewarded. So congrats, Todd, to starting off with our first break here on this Saturday at Ultimate Autographs. But yeah, Chinmay, like you were saying, one of the OGs of the Steel Curtain in the 70s. So those Terry Bradshaw led teams, obviously Jack Ham being one of the leaders on the defensive end, was a 8-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro, 4-time Super Bowl champion, and of course, a Hall of Famer as well, and also made the All-70s team. And back then, 70s, 80s, much different rules. And by much different rules, I mean absolutely little to no rules on the defensive end. I'm sure, a guy like Grant Williams in Bounty Gate would have been very, very happy to be a defensive coordinator back. If he was able to coach a team like the Steel Curtain. Yeah. So heavy hitter Jack Ham starting off today. And Chinmay, I was also looking for some kind of inspiration because I was running a little late today to get over to the studio. And for myself, I was like, didn't grab anything for breakfast. I was looking for some kind of inspiration on what to eat today. And the first thing I see is the word ham coming out of a break. So, Todd, thank you for buying in and also figuring out what my lunch is going to be for today.
Congratulations, Todd. Great hit. I'll write this up here real quick for Todd.
Yep.
Jack Ham on the Hall of Fame jersey to start things off.
Definitely not one of the first people that would have came to my mind when, seriously, just thinking about like the all of the different names that we have up here. I mean, he is definitely not somebody I would have thought of.
Yeah, Jay Hammy jumping into the chat. Hammy, what's up, gents? What's left in the vault? So, Hammy, not a whole lot of boxes left in the vault, but the LaDainian Tomlinson Speed Flex is still available, and that George Kittle Authentic is still available. So, 10 boxes left in the vault, only 4 headliners. The only photoed headliners are that LT and that Kittle, though. So the prize items, the Bettis and the Mahomes are gone. But the LT and the Kittle, probably the next 2 best items in the vault, still available. I've talked about LT being one of my favorite players. Rob has talked about LT being one of his favorite players. Let's get LT up here on the table in the vault this Saturday morning. So LT and Kittle available, and then Jamison Williams and Terrell Suggs available in the secondary headliners. Mark McAdams saying we need to get that double depth chart break going. A lot of value in that one, a lot of headliners still left. I will talk about that depth chart series here that Mark brought up in the chat. And the way the depth chart works, guys, is that if you don't get a headliner item, you still have the opportunity to upgrade to a better item with the randomizer wheel. So even if you don't get a headliner item, and there are still a lot of headliner items in this series, 24 boxes, 14 headliners. So really strong opportunity. If my math is correct, that is a greater than almost a 60% chance, little under 60% chance at a headliner. And if you don't get a headliner, you have the chance to upgrade to a headliner level item with our randomizer wheel. So I agree with Mark. Get into that depth chart series. Get into that. He wants to get. I believe Mark is already in the double. Rob, if you want to check that, Mark is probably in the double, which is why he's pushing for. That. But that double in the.
Yes.
In the depth chart is probably worth looking into.
Yes, he is. 7 spots still available for that depth chart series. So there's no better time than the present. I mean, we just saw it just moments ago with Todd. There was 5 spots available. And again, it's just like you don't want to be the last person to get into the break spot. Now, when you see multiple spots open, a lot of people, as Common always says, Chinmay, I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times, I'm saying that the magic number is 3, which a lot of people say this, but you create your own magic. It's like, it's really like being at the school dance and you want to go up and talk to the prettiest girl, right? Where it's like, if you're not the first person that gets out on the dance floor and does it, then it's just going to be a circle of desperate men circling around her. And then that's just an impossible circle to try to break in through. So you definitely want to be the first person to capitalize because you never know. You never know. You could be that person.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Winning that break. So help Mark out, help us out here at Ultimate Autographs and get into that depth chart series.
We're having around 10 to 15 people watching on this Saturday morning. Appreciate all you guys jumping on the stream and chatting it up with us here at Ultimate Autographs. That depth chart series, as I was talking about, 14 headliners available. I will run through some of those headliners real quick. The speed flexes that are available here: Tyreek Hill, Ndamukong Suh, Rondé Barber, and Devontae Adams. The speed flexes available in the headliners. We don't know if there are speed flexes in the upgraded items. So that's just in the photoed headliners. Those speed flexes are available. Jerome Bettis on the jersey is available as well. Justin Jefferson, Deion Sanders on the mini helmets, it looks like. Edgerrin James, that's a full-size helmet, so that'll be available as well. Jamar Chase and Abdul Carter available as well in the photoed headliners. And then secondary headliners, Michael Vick, Ricky Williams, and Andre Reed available in that depth chart series. But again, you can get into the upgraded items. If you don't win a headliner, we spin the wheel for you, and I will talk about that wheel here real quick. So basically how this wheel works, if you don't, let's say you don't get a headliner item. Let's say you get a helmet that's not on the headliners, or a jersey that's not on the headliners, or a mini that's not in the headliners. Basically, we will go to this wheel, the person who wins that break. And there are 3 options on this wheel, and we'll spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, that's what you'll be walking away with. So there's a backup tile. That means no upgrade. You keep the item that you won in the break. There's a $75 signing bonus, which means you keep the item, but you also get a $75 gift card that can help you jump right back into the breaks here at Ultimate Autographs. Or there's the starter tile, and that means you upgrade the item. We'll throw the item that you won back into inventory. That won't be won the rest of the way, but you will get a chance at an upgraded item to take home instead of that item. So if you have any questions about how that works, I'm happy to run through that again. The best way to probably see that would be for me to actually demonstrate it, get into that depth chart double, and hopefully, we can actually go through the process live here. But if you have any questions about how that works, happy to run through that again on that depth chart series. A nice little tweak here in the UA break room. We don't really do that for a lot of series, but for this depth chart series, we're trying that out here. Hopefully you guys can walk away with some upgraded items instead of the non-headliners that come out.
1,000%. Now, in my non-professional opinion, I would say that any of your questions could be answered by just pulling your credit card out of your wallet and hoping for the best. Now, that is not something your financial advisor would tell you, but here in the Ultimate Autographs room, there is a lot of truth to it. Seriously, I mean, just going back to my analogy not too long ago, but Chinmay, as you were saying, the best way to do it is by demonstrating it and just really participating and, breaking in and playing along. So for those that are watching, I know that you said that we've got about 10 to 12 people that are tuning in. For those that are, just getting into the break room for the first time here at Ultimate Autographs, a lot of the questions that you may or may not have is just by playing, just by participating.
Right.
And say, if you see something that you like, it's not going to be there for long. So just have that in mind, at the forefront of your mind. When you stop in, if you're just stopping in to see what we do and don't have to offer, then now you have a good idea of what it's going to be like going forward. But because of how frequently our boxes are breaking and how quickly they are getting replenished and things of that nature, you definitely want to be able to hop on the opportunity of getting into these breaks as quickly as possible.
Yeah. As Rob so eloquently put there, and as Mark put in the chat, plenty of headliners available, plenty of speed flexes out there. Not to mention our Chase Wheelspin is the kickoff speed flex series ahead of week 1 of the NFL season getting underway in earnest tomorrow with basically the full slate of games. 13 of the 16 games, I believe, being played on Sunday, because we had the Thursday game, we had the Friday game, and we will have Monday night here in Chicago. JJ McCarthy, a hometown kid, coming back to Chicago, making his NFL debut against the hometown team. So that'll be an exciting one as well. I know a lot of Chicago fans are hype. I know a lot of Minnesota fans are hype. So it'll be a good one on Monday night out by Lake Michigan there.
I'm assuming you're in the Pick'em League, correct? For Ultimate Autographs.
I am not
really?
in the Pick'em League.
Okay.
I'm in a lot of different things. In the Pick'em League, I figure I might just sit this one out.
This one out, yeah, for sure. So that was my introductory thing, and a cold slap of reality for the second NFL game last night. So I was a little too confident in the defending AFC champions.
Okay, all right.
Last night in the Kansas City Chiefs, but is there a particular game outside of your Green Bay Packers that you're going to be tuning into tomorrow?
I will be tuning into the Seahawks 49ers game.
Ooh, okay.
For
afternoon,
for some fantasy reasons.
3:00 slate.
But also, I just want to see what both those teams look like.
Yeah,
I just want to get a read on both those teams.
Definitely.
So I'll have Packers Lions on the main screen, but I might be tuning in here and there. Second screen experience might be the Seahawks and 49ers. I'm also interested in the Rams. I'm a big Puka Nacua guy. Puka Nacua has been on my. I picked him up off waivers when he was a rookie in the league, and he's going to be on my team as long as he's in the league. I don't care what the price is. I'm paying up for Puka Nacua.
You have to. I mean, you definitely.
Huge fan.
No, I mean, you definitely have to. So, I mean, it's kind of surprising to just hear anybody say that, yeah, I'm looking forward to a game in the 3:00 slate, because it just feels like, for whatever reason, the 3:00 slate of games, obviously a majority of them being on the West Coast, just don't really seem to follow up, because you usually start with like 8 to 10 in the morning slate, and then it's just kind of like, okay, now we're just kind of waiting to get to the Sunday night game. But, just wrapping this up quickly before we end up going through more of the series and everything like that. The reason why I actually became a Cardinals fan, for those that don't know, Alec Clymer, again, shout out, Bird Gang, see red, but it relates back to fantasy football, actually.
Okay.
So I'm sure you remember the Alvin Kamara Christmas Day game.
I do.
The 5 touchdowns.
I do.
Like 5 or 6 touchdowns?
6 touchdowns.
Six touchdown game. Yeah. So Clates went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame immediately afterwards. I had him as my RB1, Stephon Diggs as my wide receiver one when he had his first all-pro season with Buffalo, his first year getting traded there. And then Kyler Murray was my starting quarterback.
Okay.
So funny enough, the season that you were alluding to that we had with DeAndre Hopkins, the Murray Magic year around the COVID times. Yeah, no, that won my first and only fantasy title during that season.
Yeah.
So earned a very special place in my heart, and also Kyler being a short king such as myself. So, nothing but love for short kings here in the break room. So
couldn't agree more. Karen, jumping in the chat. I know I didn't win, but who was the jersey? The jersey was Jack Ham, the Hall of Fame linebacker for the 70s and 80s Pittsburgh Steelers, a member of that Steel Curtain defense. And those teams were more famously known for Terry Bradshaw, Mean Joe Green, Lynn Swam, but Jack Ham, the Hall of Fame linebacker, one of the greatest linebackers in Pittsburgh Steelers history, and a long list of great linebackers for that franchise. So that Jack Ham has a nice perch up there if he's being widely recognized as among the best. But Karen, thank you for hopping in the breaks. Unfortunately, you didn't win, but the best case scenario there is it wasn't a headliner item. As Jordan was talking about, he wanted Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's still on the board in those jerseys. Brett Favre, unfortunately, he's on a Vikings jersey, but he's also available there. Brian Urlacher on the Bears, Odell Beckham on the Giants, and then secondary headliners Frank Gore, Jimmy Smith, and Steve Largent in that jersey series. So the headliner's still available. So even though you didn't win, it wasn't a headliner item, so you can still get back in there and try for a headliner item in those jerseys.
Yeah, Karen, hopefully you're still with us. Jordan just bought back into the Jersey series. So
he was trying to get in the first time and didn't get in. But he's in there now.
So he's being a leader. Karen, you can also be a leader alongside Jordan. Help us get back into the Jersey series once again. So I'm just taking a quick updated look here, Chimney, and what we got available. So it looks like the next closest break that we have potentially, if we're just going by the numbers, is the double break for the Huddle Up Vault series.
Yeah, I see one spot remaining in that double. And, there's still, like I mentioned, not a lot of items in general, but you still got probably, I'm biased. So I obviously favor LT a lot. But just being real, like the Bettis and the Mahomes are probably the two best items in this series. And those are unfortunately gone. But the LT and the Kittle, the next two best items, are still available. That LT Speed Flex with the NFL MVP inscription on the alternate Chargers Speed Flex lid that they wear with the powder blues, that's available. And the gold George Kittle Authentic on the 49ers helmet. Those two items are still available. And 10 boxes, 4 headliners, plus a vault key. 50% chance at either a headliner or a vault key. Pretty good opportunity there in the vault with 2 boxes coming out in that double break. So 1 spot left. Go ahead and jump in there and get your spot in that double vault so we can rip open that LT Speed Flex.
No, I mean, as much as I'd like to see our favorite childhood running back break open here in the break room, I think that would make everybody's Saturday morning, and especially for somebody tuning in, I do want to make one potential correction here as I'm just looking over the numbers. Even though it does say on our inventory that there is one available, I have here on my sheet here, Chimay, that there's actually supposed to be 5 spots available for this. So just going back on the prior sheet from maybe the boys from last night on our midnight show, did not have things fully updated. So I'm just going to check on that really quick, but I can guarantee that it's between the number 1 and 5. So
yeah, I'm seeing 1 on the website.
Yeah.
So
if you wanted to, I don't know if you could see my monitor at all from over here, but this is the, where are we? So this is from the midnight show coming into today, and then Todd ended up buying 2 spots. Okay. So I don't know if that was,
So go down in that, so it says 1 in stock, which means, so click on it, go down a little bit, keep going. Go to adjustment history.
Okay.
And you'll see like the orders. So all these orders that came in. So like these were 2 spots. This was 1. So somewhere in there, like these orders have got to 1 spot. So either they, I would just run through like, so Todd was 262,231.
Yeah.
That's the latest one.
Yeah.
But those other ones,
these right here,
either they weren't put in, or you're looking at something that wasn't. So I would say it looks like what happened is the input was 6 spots instead of 8. That's what looks like happened. So there should be 5 spots taken, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would just adjust the 1. So like go back to, so just click back into the into that break. I would just hit the back button.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. And hit it again. Just go down, and where it says 1, just put 3.
3. Okay, gotcha. Everything figured out.
And then
everything's
I would sort through the. Go back to adjustment history. And so you have 229, but we need the other orders. So we need this one and
these 2 right here.
Yeah, we need those 2.
5, 2, and 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then I'll just give a shout out to those people just to make sure that they got things all sorted away in this series. So once I get
appreciate you guys hanging with us real quick as we sorted that out. So there are not 5 spots left in the diamond or in the vault. There's not 1 spot left in the vault. We're right in the middle. There are 3 spots.
I did
left
say
in the
between
vault.
1 and 5.
He did say between 1 and 5, and he was 100% correct. He's right in between 1 and 5. 3 spots left in the vault. Double for anybody who is interested in jumping in there. Jordan saying he hopped into the jerseys. If anyone wants to make a run at it, could not agree more. Jordan, again, the Aaron Donald, Brett Favre, Brian Urlacher, Odell Beckham, still available. Mark is asking what's left in the diamonds. Here is a look at the diamond series. So plenty of stuff left in the diamonds because we have 25 boxes in the diamond series, 12 headliner items. And again, the diamond series, all authentics are better in every box, no matter whether it's if it's a headliner or not. It's an authentic or better in every box. So definitely the best value there for your buck in the diamonds. But I see 4 speed flexes available in that diamond series, and that Randy Moss, the straight cash homie. Randy Moss straight cash homie speed flex custom is available. So the Randy Moss is still available. The LT salute to service is still available. Julio Jones still available. The Washington salute to service speed flex is still available. The triple sign with the Theismann, Williams, and Rippon, the 3 quarterbacks there for the Commanders. The Warren Moon custom with Warren Moon's decal on there is available. Josh Allen, the reigning MVP on the speed flex, he's available. Baker Mayfield, George Kittle, and Bo Nix still available. So among the photoed headliners, only that Jerome Bettis is gone. Everything else in the photoed headliners and the diamonds is available. Secondary headliners in the diamonds, Eddie George and Ndamukong Suh and Luke Kuechly available. Jordan saying he wants the Largent, but wouldn't be mad at the Favre, Urlacher, or Donald. All right, Jordan, I see you. All right, we'll try to pull the Largent out if we can. Hopefully, you're in the right spot there. When the names get randomized out. Take a look at the diamonds here. Pretty open on the 6 spots to go in that diamond double mark. If you're thinking of jumping into the diamonds, there are 6 spots to go in that diamond double. That is the closest diamond break to closing. 6 spots to go in the jerseys as well. Jordan trying to make a push there. In the jerseys in the chat. So if you're in the chat thinking of getting in the jersey break, $29 a spot. Easiest break to jump into real quick. 18 boxes left in the jerseys. We did a jersey break earlier. 18 boxes left. 7 headliners that were available at the time of that break. All of them still available. Still 7 headliners available in that jersey section. But the closest break we do have to closing is that double box vault. And that means that 2 boxes will come out in this break. 3 spots left in this double vault. And as we mentioned, the Bettis and the Mahomes are out, but the Tomlinson Speed Flex and the Kittle Authentic still available. So items 1 and 2, unfortunately not available, but items 3 and 4, and they're only 3 and 4 because of those 2 speed flexes. But in my heart, LT Speed Flex is number 1 with the MVP inscription on there. So the number 1 item for me in this break is still available, and that gold 49ers Authentic with George Kittle still available as well in the headliners. And there's still a vault key available, so you can walk away with an item as well as a $100 gift card with that vault key. So that's still an option there if you don't get the headliner item. 10 boxes left, 4 headliners plus the vault key. Pretty strong ratio there in that vault. So closest break to closing, that double vault, 3 spots to go. I would jump into that if you're interested in getting a Speed Flex or Authentic at some value.
I was lucky enough to see that Mahomes black and gold Speed Flex get pulled. That was incredible. So I'm sure you being the Mizzou guy that you are, I'm sure you would have appreciated the color scheme there. But, in my short time here at Ultimate Autographs, Chinmay, I mean, the Mahomes custom Speed Flexes, or I've even seen, custom chromes as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the... I think I'm trying to remember who in the break room. It was the one we gave away for the 1 and 4 giveaway. It was described as, I think, a ghost chrome. I think is somebody described it.
I think it was it a Mahomes?
Yeah, it was it was the white, red, and it had like a
I know,
almost kind of like a smoke tint like around the sides of the decal of the helmet. And yeah, no, he's definitely, in terms of having some style to it, he's definitely towards the top of having some style.
If you want style, just Google Mahomes play versus Chargers, and
Yeah.
I'm sure the video will pop up there. You want to, I mean, talk about some voodoo or some sort of devil magic or something. That was it right there. I know, I hinted earlier, like the Chiefs, they kind of look a little lax, like they kind of look like they're dying out a little bit. As long as number 15 is under center, they have a chance.
I think to really emphasize how great of a win that was last night for the Chargers, because, for those that have been following the NFL, as long as they've seen Mahomes' career, I think Kansas City got the ball back with a little bit more than 2 minutes last night. Obviously before the 2-minute warning, they had, I don't know how many timeouts they had left. I think they had 1 or 2 left, and it's like, well, Mahomes getting the ball back.
Yeah.
A touchdown and an extra point puts them in the lead, probably gives them the win at that point. And, the Chargers had a stand, and then obviously on that, if for those that don't know what Chinmay is alluding to, please just type in Chargers, Chiefs, Mahomes, and just watch that. I mean, going across his body, his body's going one way, his butt's going the other way, and just throwing it about 45, 50 yards down the field. He's otherworldly, man.
He's insane.
He's crazy.
He is insane.
He's in bad.
There were before. So Herbert had that. Herbert had the third down conversion.
Yeah.
Third and I think 12 or 13 or something like that to ice the game.
Yeah, the scrambled.
And there was what, that was just before the 2-minute warning, actually. Mm-hmm. But that was 3rd and 14. I thought Mahomes is getting the ball back.
Yeah.
They haven't played well this whole game. This guy's getting the ball back, and they're going to score. This is classic Chiefs. This is classic Chiefs.
100%.
Like the Chargers have played. And classic Chargers too, to an extent, not to bring up bad memories for Chargers fans.
Yeah.
But classic Chargers too. Chargers have played an A+ game for 58 minutes. Chiefs have played F game for 50 minutes.
And they're right there.
Or 58 minutes. And with 2 minutes to go, Chiefs are gonna win this thing. I was I was convinced that Chiefs are gonna
Chief, Chargers are gonna Charger.
I was convinced that the Chiefs were gonna win the game at that point. Only because of Mahomes. That's the cachet that he has. Not to bring, my Packers fandom into it, but the Packers have had some pretty, not mediocre, but pretty mid teams. They've had some pretty mid teams that made the playoffs and were still considered a threat because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was the only reason that teams were they could make a run. They weren't that good though. I feel a similar way about the Chiefs. The defense is not quite as good as it was a year ago. The skill positions are not quite as good as they were a year ago. Obviously, Xavier Worthy getting hurt kind of, throws a wrench in their plans a little bit. But as long as Mahomes is there, they got a shot.
I mean, it's the reason why the quarterback position is considered the most important, vital position in all of, professional sports. But, just watching Mahomes over the last number of years, it just feels like there's never a situation that he can't pull a rabbit out of his hat into. But I think the biggest and most important play call of that game last night, for those that are just tuning in here on Ultimate Autographs, just talking about the Mahomes speed flex, the black and gold speed flex that was pulled just a couple of days ago here in the break room. But when the Chargers got the ball back after they were unable to capitalize after that miracle throw that Mahomes had, Greg Roman offense, first year as the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Harbaugh, you talked about it at the top of the show, Chinmay, being traditionally a run-heavy type of coach in terms of being a play caller. Greg Roman coming from Baltimore, very run-heavy there. And they run a play action for Will Dissly to get that first down, and eventually Herbert scrambled to eventually ice the game. But that really stood out to me as okay, you talked about wanting Herbert to throw the ball more, putting confidence and trust in his hands to make the big plays to ice games when it matters. He did it with his arm. He did it with his legs, I should say. It would be very hard for him to do that with one leg, unless his name is Greg Jennings, getting chased by Darren Sharper. I think Justin Herbert this year is going to have I think he's going to really raise some eyebrows, because there's been a lot of Herbert detractors over the last season or two.
There's definitely there's all the chatter as Jordan is in the chat here saying 6 to go on the jerseys. Get it to 4 and it'll close. That's kind of the thinking with most breaks here.
Yep.
You get it down to 3 or 4 and it'll start to close out. So the jerseys 6 to go. Hopefully we can get that closed out for Jordan here, as well as anyone else who jumps into that break. The vault double, 3 to go as well. So, hopefully we can get both of those breaks done here in this 9 a.m. show. It's been a little over an hour here with my guy Rob. And, if you're just tuning in, you've probably seen the Mizzou hat and the Kansas hoodie. We will definitely before we jump off the air, we will definitely get a prediction here on the game. I'll pull up the odds, and we'll definitely get we're going to be on the noon show as well. So we'll be on here for the noon show as well, and we'll talk about that game on the noon show too. But get in these breaks now. Don't wait for that noon show for more people to wake up here on this Saturday. You're up early. You're in early. Get in these breaks early and get these headliner items. As Mark mentioned earlier, there's plenty of headliner items. Get these headliner items before other people wake up and get going in this break here. But we will definitely hint at that Mizzou Kansas border war game that's gonna kick off shortly after 2:30 local time in Columbia, Missouri. But yeah, as Jordan mentioned, 6 to go in the jerseys, 3 to go in that vault double. Go ahead and get your spots, and let's break open some items here. We already had a jersey break. Todd walking away with a Jack Ham Hall of Fame Pittsburgh Steelers jersey there.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that no actual war will actually break up between the two of us, but there will be a conversation of the border war.
There will be a conversation will be had.
Figurative, yeah, exactly.
As I'm sure you've seen the picture of like up close of Charles Barkley's face. We're going to start a dialogue.
Yeah, the meme.
We're gonna start a dialogue. The dialogue that will continue for the rest of the day. But we are going to start a dialogue at some point.
Now, going on top of the getting back in the into the breaks here, getting back into the break room. So the only thing that's going to be broken here today, despite what disagreements we may or may not have, is going to just be boxes opening here in the break room today.
Yeah.
That is going to be the only thing. But since you are here with us, thank you for spending your Saturday morning to start off your morning with us here at Ultimate Autographs. But if your eyes are working, watching the stream, your ears are turned on, listening to me and Chinmay. And then if your hands are working as well, be able to click in. And if you're not able to just see some of the breaks that Chinmay has been able to go through and break down so far, just look up ultimateautographs.com, check out and see the products page and go through everything that we have live and available as well right now, as Chinmay has had pulled up all morning long. And we're also going to be blending into the afternoon show as well. So this has been really enjoyable so far. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you more of an early bird, or are you more of a night owl?
I'm definitely not an early bird. I like to sleep in. I like to sleep in.
Yeah.
Work, and sometimes just like sports or early morning sports tend to get me up. But yeah, I tend to rise as late as possible without consequence.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you said that, because, dude, I was ranting and raving about how irritated I have been about the London games the last couple of years, or the Jacksonville Jaguars' second home arena, the last couple of years, just because they've been such snooze fest the last couple of years. Waking up at 7 a.m. on my off days just to wake up and watch Trevor Lawrence throw the ball into double coverage.
Oof.
Not exactly too fond of that, but I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So right there with you.
I'm dropping the live breaks link into the chat here. So if you're wondering where you can get your spots for these breaks, that is the live breaks page at Ultimate Autographs. You can also see what's available in every series there. You can see what's available in terms of slots. So if you can see a series close to closing, that'll be indicated in the number there, as I'll pull it up here. So if it says 8 spots remaining, that means all 8 spots are available in that break. But some breaks, like this vault double, only 3 spots remaining before we break that series, or those 2 items in that live break. So if you're wondering where to get your spots and what series you want to get into, what items are left in every series, this is the page, and that link is in the chat.
And all you got to do is read the chat, man. I mean, like Jordan said, get it to 4 and I'll close. And, we're 2 spots away from that right now. And it is, as Chinmay mentioned, it is the cheapest at $29 to buy in and get a spot into. So, I know that we have a lot of regulars that do end up coming through our chat and coming through our feed quite a bit. So, and in my brief time here, I have seen people mention that, sometimes there's some financial stipulations that people might have.
Yeah.
So, of course, everybody has their own budgets and things that you have to set to. So, but even getting into something where you can walk away with, the headliner jerseys that are available, which, like you said, Chinmay, there are 7 of them left. You could see some of these jerseys, which, of course, are not going to be necessarily as high value if you were looking to possibly sell something, possibly to another collector, a friend or family member, that aren't going to be as high, but there are definitely something that you can probably maybe 5, even 10 times extra money on by some of the headliners that we have available. So
I mean, this is just Google. This is Google. I just typed in Brett Favre Vikings autograph jersey.
There it is.
You can see the prices.
Yep.
And again, we don't know like the authenticity of these items here. Everything at Ultimate Autographs is autographed and authenticated and certified, and you will get your certification with the item. So everything here is verified. Everything here is authenticated. Everything here is we provide the certification with the item that you get. But again, $29, you jump in. The way we randomize here, you get into that NFC North spot. You could get a Brett Favre. You could get a Brian Urlacher if you don't get the Brett Favre. You have the opportunity at both of those items jumping into that jersey series. And as I just pulled up here, Brett Favre Vikings autograph jersey. I mean, you're not going to get that for under even 500. Like these were $800 or higher the first 3 hits that I pulled up here. So there's plenty of value there, even in that jersey series for just $29.
Yeah, I mean, and value is everything, and that's exactly the number one thing for those that are not familiar with the break room here at Ultimate Autographs is for those that are looking to, again, there's a number of different things, whether you want to, frame it for yourself, whether you want to, give it to somebody that's younger in your family. I've actually, funny enough, I'm not sure if he's tuned in right now, but there's a first-time viewer on my first week last week, Chinmay. His name was Daniel Sepulveda, and he was actually pulling up our feed for him and his son to watch. And, he's a big Giants fan, as he was talking about it in the chat. And the first break room that he played, he ended up actually winning the break. So,
nice.
Those are just the opportunities.
New customer magic is a thing.
Oh, for sure.
Very much a thing.
For sure.
Lions fan 420 saying good morning, Chinmay and Rob. Good morning to you, Lions fan. Are you actually a Lions fan, or is that just your name in the chat? If so, I can ask you what your thoughts are for Sunday's game between the Lions and Packers.
I was gonna say I don't think you would be greeting Chinmay with a kind good morning if you knew where his stance is going to be on that.
There's a lot of friendly vibes here. Oh, it is Derek. Okay, it's Derek. All right. I know Derek. Derek's a regular Saturday morning. Yeah, Derek. Very excited for the game tomorrow. I think the Packers finally get one over the Lions, but Lions are still going to be a very solid team, still very much a contender. I know there's, Ben Johnson here in Chicago. Everyone's all in on Ben Johnson, and the Bears are going to be this amazing offense. I still believe that the personnel might not be quite to where it is. I mean, the Lions still have some great personnel with Jared Goff, those 2 running backs, Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is secondary headliner in that vault double, 3 spots to go. Potential at Jameson Williams there. I believe it'll be a full-size helmet. I don't know if it'll be an authentic or not, but it'll at least be a full-size helmet in that vault. And then, LT, George Kittle, Terrell Suggs also available. But Derek, if you're a Lions fan, which he is, Jameson Williams available in that vault series, that double 3 spots to go. Parsons, if he plays, I think Parsons will play. I don't think he will be matched up with Penei Sewell, though. I think he'll move around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel, and that's the, that's the benefit of acquiring, a generational talent in Parsons who, regardless of schemes, whether you're in a 3-4, 4-3, he's a rare edge player that can also drop back in coverage as well. He can bull rush down the middle as well to go up against opposing teams as centers and inside guards. Obviously, he's an elite edge rusher on the edge. But, I think Parsons I don't think he's going to play as big of a factor in week 1 as people might think. But for Parsons in particular, I think the biggest value for him, obviously outside of putting pressure on Jared Goff, seeing what his snap count is going to be, it's going to be really limiting, I think, Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield. Because I think in years past, Jahmyr Gibbs has had some really big performances against your green and gold. So that's going to be the number one guy to stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a guy that's going to be a target merchant in terms of he's not going to be a big play guy. That's going to be Jamison Williams. But again, that Jamison Williams will be limited based on the amount of pressure that you can get on Goff. Not going to have as much time to get the ball downfield. But you're going to have to take away one or the other. If I was Green Bay going into that plan tomorrow, I would probably be focusing on the run game and trying to limit what you can do with Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield. So for me, in our Pick'em League here at Ultimate Autographs, I had a very, very small amount put on the Packers. I think I gave them 3 points, but I'm big on the Packers, man. So maybe during the noon show or whatever it might be, maybe we can talk about maybe a little bit of a way too early September Super Bowl preview. But even before the Parsons acquisition, I actually had Green Bay coming out of the NFC. Yeah. So I think LaFleur is the most underrated coach in football. He has one of the highest winning percentages, minimum of 100. It's all he does is win.
Just wins games.
All he does is win, man. So he's won with a lot. And Jordan Love, I'm just, for those degenerates out there, I'm just saying, last time I saw he was 32-1 to win MVP.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm just throwing that out there. So there's my Packers love for you this morning. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pearson Ryan asking, is Mahomes still in the vault? Mahomes is not in the vault. Mahomes unfortunately has been pulled, but the Tomlinson Speed Flex and the Kittle Authentic in the photoed headliners, the Tomlinson Speed Flex and Kittle Authentic are still available in the vault. Derek is saying we have a Sue lid in the depth chart if it hasn't been pulled. You're right, it has not been pulled. We have Ndamukong Suh in the depth chart. That is a speed flex. We also have Ndamukong Suh in the diamonds. That is likely to be an authentic, but the speed flex version of the Ndamukong Suh is in the depth chart. And Jordan is saying 5 to go in that jersey series. So 5 to go in the jerseys, 3 to go in that vault double. Let's get moving on those breaks. It is 10:21 here in the break room. I will not put a timer on it quite yet, but we are starting to approach that time where I will put a timer on things, and if things are not moving or closed by that time, we will close up here, and then we will be back on at noon. So we're not at that spot yet, but we are shortly approaching. We are shortly approaching that spot where there will be a timer put on things.
Shout out to Mike Hawk jumping in for his first order here at Ultimate Autographs.
Okay.
He bought into the to make it 5 in the jersey series.
Okay.
So Mike, if you're tuning in, my man, on the stream, welcome in. And something that I have learned from the one and only Common. You know what, Common, I'm sure you're tuning in, and I'm so sorry, my man. I have not asked you this, and Chinmay, I hate to put you on the spot here. How do you pronounce Common's last name? Enchev. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Because as a former broadcaster, I take so much pride in obviously you studying and broadcasting as well. Pronunciations are everything. So
everything.
To the legend Common Enchev, he always likes to ask Mike, if you're in the chat, what's your favorite team, man?
Yeah.
What's your favorite team? So feel free to hop in, and we could have a little conversation centered around your favorite team.
Yeah, Pearson, no problem. Derek is saying Barry went in that first upgrade. Yeah. So what Derek is talking about with the upgrade in the depth chart. So basically, if you don't pull a headliner item in that depth chart series, we will spin a wheel. And I'll pull up the wheel here. And this wheel basically either will upgrade the item for you. So we'll put the item that you won back in inventory, but give you an upgraded item in return. So Barry Sanders among those upgraded items that was pulled as Derek mentioned earlier. Or you keep the item, but also get that signing bonus, a $75 gift card. Jersey Slime talking about Ndamukong Suh, also talking about some cricket. T20 Blast, Lincolnshire and Kent. Yeah, T20 Blast is going on in England. Jersey Slime, Bob Boulay knows I'm a big cricket guy. He always comes in with the cricket chat.
Very cool.
Charles saying hi, Chinmay and Rob in the chat. Charles, thank you for hopping on with us this morning in the UA live break room. But yes, 5 to go in the jerseys, 3 to go in that vault double. So those are the breaks that are closest to closing here in the break room as we get closer here to 10:30. And let's talk about the big border war that will be taking place at 2:30 local in Columbia, Missouri. The Missouri Tigers and Kansas Jayhawks. Missouri, a 5.5-point favorite right now at DraftKings. Missouri opened, I believe, as a 7-point favorite.
I think so. Yeah.
That was 6.5 for most of the week.
It was close to a touchdown. I know.
Clearly, it's been bet down. It's bet down to 5.5 now, which means there's a good amount of money coming in on Kansas. A little more money on Kansas than on Missouri. Missouri is still the money line favorite though, minus 218 there on the money line. Total sitting 49.5. I believe DraftKings does. Maybe they don't show it on their website, but they do show it on mobile. They do show what the percentages are like. I believe the spread is close to 50-50. Last time I checked, I believe the spread is 50-50 with bets on Kansas and Missouri. But the money line is more towards Missouri. Probably a home game. Probably because it's a home game for Missouri. More of the money on Missouri on the money line there. But yeah, it should be an interesting game. Staker is asking. Staker 112 is asking what headliners are left in the vault. Yeah, no worries. It's always good to ask. Headliners in the vault. That LaDainian Tomlinson Speed Flex and George Kittle Authentic still available in the vault among the photoed headliners, and then Jameson Williams and Terrell Suggs available in the secondary headliners in the vault. 10 boxes left in the vault, 4 headliners left. And 1 vault key as well. So 50% ratio there if you include that vault key coming along with the item that you would get. That's a $100 vault key that's left in the vault. So 50% chance at either a headliner or a vault key in that vault. Bob Boulay is waiting for you to announce in Michael Buffer fashion, let's get ready to break.
I would love nothing more.
If we close out a break and we are about to break, then I will tell Rob to do his best Michael Buffer impression. But we gotta break something. Yeah. He can't just just give it out for free.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's a pretty high price there, Bob, for me to get my golden pipes all of a sudden ready for that kind of action. Yeah. So you got to buy into the break, Bob. It's the only thing that I can tell you. But I would be more than happy to. And for those tuning into the stream, I'm sure it would sound like an alarm going off on your Saturday morning. Man. If you're not already awake, that'll definitely that'll definitely get you going. That. Yeah, and these mics will definitely be under repair. I'll definitely have to after our 9 o'clock and even 12 o'clock show, Chinmay, I have to go back and show you some of my broadcasting highlights. And I was
absolutely.
I think the word either eccentric or electric could be used to describe my broadcasting because
one or the other.
Yeah, no, I was the type of guy.
You can be both. You can be eccentric and electric.
That's a pretty good way to describe it. To show you how loud the decibels of my voice would get. I missed an entire week of broadcasting games. So keep in mind the league that I was in. I used to call in this league called the Northwoods League. It's a collegiate wood bat league, if you're familiar with it. It's very similar to the Cape Cod League for the Midwest. I would call 80 games in 87 days over the course of about a 4-month span. And obviously, very little off days, but I was a one-man show. And I had laryngitis during that 1 week span. I was literally blood coming up, and it was... Yeah. So I'm very glad to be in a much more relaxed and monotone atmosphere. Yeah. So
Charles is asking what's left in the practice squad. Well, Charles, here you go. There are 15 boxes left in the practice squad, 8 headliners. So 50% chance, a greater than 50% chance at a headliner. The Elway jersey is still available. Trey McBride on the Authentic. Rob, a Cardinals fan here, so hopefully that Trey McBride is pulled here in this show. The Trey McBride Authentic, that's a salute to service. That is still available. Ed Reed on the Miami Authentic. The Hurricanes getting a big win in week 1 over the Irish when that rivalry was renewed. Malik Neighbors on the Mini. Mike Allstott on the Speed Flex, and that has the inscription "Fire the Cannons." Classic Bucks chant there on the Allstott Speed Flex. And the Michael Vick Eagle Speed Flex, still available in the practice squad. That's among the photoed headliners. In the secondary headliners, Chad Johnson and Odell Beckham Jr.
I'm already seeing a Northwoods League shout out here with the Battle Creek Battle Jacks.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right.
that's,
Derek knows
Derek.
what's going on.
I can see from the Go Blue, the Lions talk,
Yeah.
and Battle Creek. So the Michigan man.
No,
Derek,
he's a Michigan man.
through and through.
Through and through.
Yeah. No, Battle Creek. Yes.
Big game for Michigan tonight.
Yep.
Against Oklahoma, going down
Big time.
to Norman.
Yep.
That's a big game for the Sooners and the Wolverines.
Yeah. No, I mean that's going to be. We've had some really big. I mean, a lot of ranked head-to-head games
Yeah.
we've seen early on so far in the college slate. So should be another really good Saturday for college football.
The non-con should be like this. This is what the non-conference should be like.
Yeah. Definitely.
Give me the big time ranked games. I know all these teams are talking about how tough their conference schedules are and how crazy it is with all this realignment stuff. You guys asked for it.
Yeah.
You guys wanted to be a part of it.
Exactly.
No one's forcing you to go join the Big Ten or SEC. You want to be a part of it. So you want to complain about the tough schedules there? No. Play some good non-conference teams too. I want to see these non-con showdowns continue like this. And we've got the border war coming back, which is why I'm fired up about all these non-con games. But Missouri and Kansas fans have been waiting for this for a long time. On the gridiron, we played in basketball plenty. Kansas was obviously very quick to jump back on the basketball court with us. We know why. We know why
pretty
Kansas.
good program.
We know why Kansas wanted to do that. But it's time to settle things on the football field today. Kansas has got a good quarterback. I'm not knocking Jalen Daniels, but I'm obviously going to back the Tigers. Part of its obligation, but we got an SEC defense. We got Bo Prabula looked very good in week 1.
Yep.
I think Kansas is going to see some of that SEC flair in Columbia this Saturday. But I do think it'll be a very close game, and I would not be surprised if Kansas covers at 5.5. That would not be surprising to me because of the quarterback they have.
So it opened.
And Leipold is a good coach.
Correct. So it opened at 6.5, and it's now down to 5.5, right? Okay, so now
money coming in on Kansas.
Money coming in on Kansas to cover, and non-conference, you get a lot of obviously spreads going in a lot of different directions, especially a lot of points to be left out on the table. But I would say the Mizzou fans are definitely wiping beads of sweat off their face. The fact that Devin Neal is now pursuing his NFL career no longer there. The 4-year running back out of Kansas that finished up his historic Jayhawks career.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of talents that have come out of Kansas where you can actually follow by saying historic football career.
Right.
Basketball, as you alluded to, much different story. Much like somebody that we actually ended up breaking here in the break room not too long ago. Paul Pierce autographed basketball a couple of days ago. Was broke here. Kansas legend. But
further twisting the knife with Paul Pierce. Didn't like him as a Celtic. Found out he went to Kansas. Didn't liked him even less.
Maybe and unfortunately, Paul Pierce knows what it's like to feel a twisting knife nine times over. Unfortunately,
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so but going into this game today, I mean, honestly, I would probably have to back Mizzou if I was the betting boy, not to not to make your Saturday morning better than it already is or anything, but again, I am as objective as I can possibly be on this. As much as I do like Jalen Daniels, I do just think that Mizzou has the coaching advantage. I think they just have a deeper roster.
Okay.
And I just think that, they just have a deeper team up to this point. But I would say that we could see a lot of points put up on the board. I think it's around 49.5, 50.5 right now.
49.5 is the total at DraftKings.
That would definitely be my play if I were to lean in that.
Over.
I would definitely lean the over in that game.
Yeah, Bob Boulay talking about his Syracuse Orange, one of the toughest schedules in the non-con, 100%. Tennessee and Notre Dame is no slouch schedule in the non-con, and then you have SMU, Miami, and Clemson in the ACC. Charles asking what's left in the kickoff series. Kickoff is the Chase this morning, and here's what's left in the kickoff series. I will pull up. I believe this is the Josh Allen, Speed Flex. Josh Allen still available in the kickoff series. The reigning MVP. Looks like it's got a salute to service element there. And it actually on the visor, if I'm going to pause this real quick, it actually has Josh Allen on the visor with some sort of, it's got like a special plate with Josh Allen's decal. That is really cool. I did not see that. And it's got some inscription. Yeah, it is a salute to service. It says salute to service. It says Josh Allen salute to service on the visor there. And that is the Bills reigning MVP Speed Flex, still available in that kickoff series. Kickoff series also is, by the way, the Chase for this show. Also available in the kickoff series, Terrell Davis on the classic Broncos Speed Flex. I believe he's got a Hall of Fame inscription on the sweet spot there. The Brady Bucks lid is not available, but the Brady Patriots lid is available. So Tom Brady still available in that kickoff series on the Patriots. Ray Lewis available, Bo Jackson, Michael Irvin, Jared Goff, Nico Collins, Darrelle Revis, Bo Nix, and George Kittle, all available, all Speed Flex items in that kickoff series. Secondary headliners, Eddie George, my guy Josh Jacobs, and Antonio Gates. I will see if we have the Brady video. We should. That's the Patriots Brady. It's got the TB12 logo on the back there. Patriots. It's got a interesting sort of black and silver tint to it. I'll have to zoom in and see what other decals are there. But it's got the TB12 logo. Rip Patriots Speed Flex for Brady. So the Bucks lid is gone, but the Brady Patriots lid still available in that kickoff Speed Flex series. And as you can see on the screen, that kickoff Speed Flex series, we close out a break. You jump in to the Chase wheel spin. It's 6 minutes past 10:30, and I'm going to start a little countdown here. So I'm going to give you guys until 10:45. If there has been no progress on any breaks at 10:45, we will jump off here, and we will jump back on at noon. So closest breaks to closing here, we've got 5 to go in the Jersey series. We've got 5 to go in the Vault single. And we've got 3 to go in the Vault double. We can definitely get that Vault double knocked out here, guys. 14 people watching across Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. We can definitely get that Vault double knocked out here. 2 boxes coming out in that Vault double. We can definitely do that before this show wraps up. But if things have not moved in the next 8 minutes now, and no one's in the kickoff series, that we won't do the wheel spin, and we will jump off and we'll take a short break, and then we will come back at noon and see what's going on there. But 8 minutes, guys, to get your spots, get these breaks moving. Otherwise, we will jump off here and come back on at noon. So Rob, even though he's wearing a Kansas hoodie, is rolling with the Tigers here on Saturday in the Border War. What's the Kansas allegiance? Is there an allegiance, or are you just a fan of the logo?
Fan of the logo.
Okay.
Fan of the program, preferably basketball.
Okay.
So Chin Mage, you'll find out about me. Baseball and basketball are my those are my bloodlines. So
all right.
For those that haven't, I actually have not done this on screen yet, but I mean, no cameraman available today behind the camera, but a literal baseball tattoo that I got here on my arm. So
yeah.
One of my first tattoos that I actually had. So
Very cool.
those are the things that I like to prioritize. Now, for me, my college and pro preferences are very far apart.
Mm-hmm.
I usually like to get into the colleges, especially like football. I get into it more during bowl season.
Yeah.
Basketball, March Madness, so on and so forth. college baseball, towards the College World Series, so I can understand guys before the draft and things like that. So I feel like it's more basic for me, mostly because I never went to a 4-year to have an allegiance to, a university like that. So I was the byproduct of a technical school. So now throwing them under the bus. Very, very happy to be here with my 2-year technical education. But but that's my those are my preferences. So. But yeah, I'm definitely rocking Mizzou. So definitely rocking Mizzou.
Well, Bob, I don't know how much I would pay for the Ichiro jersey. I actually don't know. I'll take your word for it that Ultimate Autographs has Mill Creek items. How much would I see? It's Costco. That's what's given me pause here as to how much I would pay, because Costco has this crazy thing where they just discount prices to a great extent. Ichiro, obviously, a game used jersey for Ichiro, that's going to go for big money. How much I would pay for it, I'm not really sure. A lot of Seahawks stuff from Mill Creek. Okay, all right. So Mill Creek, outside of Seattle area. I'll have to ask one of my friends. He's a big Seattle guy, so I have to ask him about Mill Creek. How much I would pay? Yeah, I don't know. Because the Costco factor is throwing me off.
So as soon as I saw the comment pop up, Chinmay, I'm doing some.
Oh, he's doing some sleuthing.
Doing some research over here. So the game used one was actually listed for, and there's a bunch of accolades listed on it. A 5-figure number. Over 50,000 for the game used. Now, if you're looking for, if this is what Bob was referring to, I have a 2001 All-Star patch autographed and authenticated from Mill Creek Sports. That's going for 600 flat right now. Now, the one thing that does bring
Bob just typed it in the chat, and I will not mention that on air, but you can go ahead and look in the chat and figure if you have the kind of money for that. I can tell you that you may get a jersey valued not quite at that amount, but a decent amount in the UA Live break room for $29 if you buy into a jersey break spot. So you can get those big ticket items, and I wouldn't suggest marketing them for if you're trying to resell. I wouldn't suggest trying to resell them for that amount. Because that's going to be a very tough sell, but Costco's doing it, so they must feel like they have a market for that.
Yeah, I mean, especially, for a legend in Ichiro Suzuki himself, but, I'm sure Ichiro's #1 fan in the world may not even reach that asking price that's in the chat there. But, preferably for those that do not see that, let's just say that you can get a very nice brand new 2025 vehicle or a very, very nice down payment on a very expensive house.
Sure.
For that type of money. But, for a guy like Ichiro, man, because I'm a baseball guy, I mean, that was my bread and butter in that era growing up.
No, Ichiro was one of the best, one of those guys that never really he was never really the guy to kind of pump himself up or showboat or be this sort of crazy character, but was still carrying so much clout as a player because of the way that he played and the style that he played with. And one of the first Japanese stars to come over and immediately translate into a star player for the Mariners.
He was really the first Japanese import position player that came over here and became a star. Hideo Nomo started the trend the decade prior, coming in with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But he had over 2,000 hits in a much shorter Japanese career, multiple time MVP in the NPL, and then came over and had 3,000 hits over here, which, for baseball fans out there, that's the benchmark, 500 home runs, 3,000 hits to make yourself a first ballot Hall of Famer. And for Ichiro, one of the greatest arms you'll ever see. You'll see a ton of highlights from him out in right field. 10-time All-Star, an MVP and a Rookie of the Year in the same season. Something that we may, something we may never see again. I believe him and Fred Lynn are the only two guys that have done that in the modern day in baseball history. 10-time Gold Glove winner, and definitely one of my favorites that created many, many childhood memories in my youth following baseball. And really quick, Derek Battle Creek. Baseball originally started as a single A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, also famous for the Stan Musial World Series.
Okay.
Funny enough, Derek, I was actually able to cover a recent Red Sox player who got paid out to a very handsome extension, Christian Campbell, my last year when I was in lacrosse. He did not play for lacrosse, but he played for the Duluth Huskies.
Okay.
In that league, so he was a very prominent player. Big shortstop out of Georgia Tech, and Christian Campbell, and who's now in the Red Sox farm system, and hopefully going to play for a potential pennant-winning Red Sox team that's made a really strong second half push in their season.
Strong push for sure. Bob, not game used, but a signed Mickey Mantle jersey that he signed in front of him at a show. Yeah.
Oh,
not a bad item to have.
Yeah.
With you. That you got signed by the man himself.
I would have just settled for meeting Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
So a little Yankees flavor here today. I like to wear this hat.
My Yankees hat.
My uncle grew up in the Bronx in the 50s and 60s, so he was a big Yankees guy, and DiMaggio and Mantle were his idols growing up, and much like everybody in that era, I'm sure. So I don't know if you've ever seen the movie 61.
I haven't.
But if you ever want to see a very underrated baseball movie, Thomas Jane, Barry Pepper play Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle in the summer of 61 for the home run chase.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out if you're a big baseball movie or sports movie guy.
I'm a big sports movie guy. The only baseball movie that I rewatch is The Sandlot.
Okay.
That's the
classic.
The Sandlot is a nice one to throw on there.
Yeah.
When nothing's really going on.
That's how I feel about Major League. So
okay.
I feel
Major League is another good one. All right, it is 10:45 here, and I am going to refresh the break page, and I am not seeing any movement here on those breaks. So we're still 3 to go in that vault double. We are still 5 to go in that vault single, and we are still 5 to go in that jersey break. So we're gonna hop off here. It's 10:45. We're gonna hop off. We'll jump back on here at noon. So those could be some nice pre-fills for us on the noon show. But we will take off here. We will see you guys again at noon. For Rob, thank you, Rob, for hopping on here at 9 a.m. We'll see Rob again at noon, doing things on the producer side. I'll be back as well at noon. For Rob here, Chinmay signing off from the UA Live Break Room here in the Chicagoland area.